In a world of rumors and reckless talk, one woman stands for truth. She doesn't speculate. She cross-examines. The courtroom is her kingdom, and justice wears heels.
Order in the court, let the facts be seen. Melissa Jade on the mic, call her crime scene queen. She don't do drama, she don't do lies. Every case get clean when she analyze. Cross that line, she'll object real quick. Logic so tight, it cut like a brick. Beautiful mind with a presence so loud. When she speaks, you can feel the whole room bow, room bow, room bow.
She studies every angle, every word, every lie. And when she speaks, it's not emotion, it's evidence.
No hearsay, just receipts on the table. She don't need fiction, truth's her label. Courtroom lights blow her heels, click steady. Whole jury leaning like, man, we ready. They talk nonsense, she calls it out clear. Confident, strong, you can feel that in the air. She got the law locked and the facts in sway. Another case closed the Melissa J. way.
They came with theories, she came with proof. They had opinions, she had the truth. They had the theories, she came with proof. They had opinions, she had the truth.
Beauty don't fade when the brain got bite. She shine like a verdict red late at night. Smart, bold, blow loud and still so graceful. Every sentence sharp and tasteful.
Some say justice is blind, but when Melissa Jade steps in, justice sees clearly.
Yeah, she walked through lies like a gavel crack. Truth in her voice, ain't no turning back. Debunking myths with a lawyer's flair. She don't chase clout, she builds it there. Applause in the chat, they know her name. Melissa Jade, she don't play games. Beautiful, brilliant, truth unafraid. Bow to the queen of facts, Melissa Jade.
The verdict is in, and the truth has a name. Melissa Jade. Melissa Jade.
Hello, everybody. You got notified, Laura Owens. I'm so happy to hear that. Hey, Carolyn Cooper, Nancy Druk, Stephen Kelly, Samantha, JS13, Bible Lady, Harlot, my girl, Solo Angel Mom, Froggies, Mallory. Hello. Harlot, if you're still here, let me know when Patreon is expiring so I could redo it for you. Because I'll have to redo it for you guys. Because I'm like, oh, I think we're coming up on a year. Okay. Hi, Kate. I was so excited to come on and to continue this rabbit hole. Like, I'm just fully invested and like addicted at this point. And like, it's kind of like just sitting in the back of my mind because there's so much to go through. And I'm like, oh, all right, I just got done doing all of my chores. And I was like, all right, should I go live? And I'm like, yeah, I need to know more. I need to know what's going on with this. And so I'm just so happy to be on and to continue this rabbit hole. I'm deeply invested. I tend to become a little bit obsessive and I'll do like one case very deeply at a time. And this has definitely got my interest. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just like blown away by this. I really am. So all of that just to say, I'm very excited to be here. We will be live on Patreon tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be live here. I'm going to focus on my Patreon stream, which will be conspiracy. And I'm really excited for that. So if you are on Patreon, I do not know if I'll be live earlier or later. So just keep an eye if you are a Patreon member. Thank you, Steph, for being a mod for a month. Thank you, Melissa Mods and chat. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get into it. So our missing child for tonight's live stream. Whoop, not that. Okay. Navaya Larik Craig, who has been missing since October 31st, 2025 out of Las Vegas, Nevada. She is 14 years old. Now, when I saw this photo, I genuinely thought that I'm like, oh, this is an older, because usually with older cases that they've missing for a while, you will see older photos. I was very blown away that this was a missing child from this year, given the photo looks so old, and I'm like, you guys know I've said it so many times, they don't have a better updated current photo. I don't understand. But this is Nevaeh. So if anyone, has information on her whereabouts, please contact the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department at 1-702-828-3111. Some of the photos, man, I don't get it. Thank you, Lady Fucking T, for 13 months, a year and one. Oh, I got a cut. Isn't it weird when like you don't realize you sliced yourself until like you're like, ow, what is that? Ready for some crazy? Thank you, Letty F and T, and crazy indeed you will get. Okay. It does look old, right, Jazz? It looks older. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited. So yesterday we last left off with the 77 pages of text messages Laura sent to Greg and also sent to her police department to prove abortion coercion. Now, all I've been thinking about was, wow, if she cherry picked all those messages and that was the best she had for abortion coercion, can you imagine what she did not submit, what she did not show? Okay. Steph and Callie sent a $10 super chat. That's so generous. 'Tis the season for crazy fun. Hell yes. Thank you so much. It's so kind of you and very much appreciated. I'm loving it. Okay. I'm so excited. I feel like it's giving me my fix of like crazy, because you guys know I love a good crazy, while also just being mind blown. Like, I can't believe this happened and she got away with it for so long. Yeah, it's going to be another trip down crazy town. So we last left off here, August 24th. Laura contacts the Scottsdale PD with a 77-page document of text messages between her and Greg claiming harassment. Is it snowy by you, Samantha? I don't want snow. I don't want snow. The only day I like snow is Christmas morning while it's pretty and it sets the mood. But here in New York, Long Island, let me tell you, our snow doesn't stay pretty for more than an hour. It becomes a brown, sludgy, wet mess. And I don't like it. So again, Christmas morning is the only time. Hi, Chris Jenner. All right. So our next date is August 24th. August 27th, a Woodnick Law paralegal, which again, Woodnick Law represents Greg at this point, emails Laura about an upcoming appointment with ARC Point Labs on Scottsdale for a non-evasive prenatal paternity test the following week. So again, we know that as soon as they reached out to Laura, immediately they're like, we want to get this paternity test going, okay? Oh, and this is this is Greg's response to Laura's motion to seal court records, because she doesn't like it in the name abortion coercion. Oh, well, hold on. I think we're going to have to go through this because these are a lot of exhibits. Oh, we're going to have to take a look-a-roo at this. Okay, let me jump through and see what we have. So they're saying that Laura's motion fails to meet the requirements. Okay. We have a memorandum here stating court rules and sealing them. So Laura filed her complaint on August 11th, 2021, and Laura alleges she became pregnant with Greg's child on their second date. Instead of properly filing a paternity action, Laura and her complaint contains bizarre, I love a good underline, bizarre allegations. Among other things, Laura alleges Greg forced Laura to have multiple pregnancy tests and a doctor's appointment. And Greg employed false promises and verbal and emotional abuse. So Laura's preposterous claim, I love that. Preposterous claim. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, some golf girl. Of abortion coercion is addressed in Greg's motion to dismiss filed on September 24th. The salacious allegations were presented by Laura in her per complaint. Hi, Tel Smith. Welcome from Edinburgh, Scotland. As a brief summary for this court, 1. Laura provided a sonographic image to Greg on August 6, 2021, which is Exhibit A. A reverse Google image search revealed the images were identical to a sonogram found on a blog post from 2014, Exhibit B. Oof, now I'm really understanding the frustration when Clayton was represented by this law firm on the second half of his injunction against harassment, and the lawyer desperately was trying to get the judge to listen, like, you really need to understand this case. You need to let me cite it. It is relevant. And the judge just wasn't having it. Hi, Gillespie. 2, Laura sent Greg a fabricated email exchange on August 22nd, purportedly between herself and California attorneys. One of the attorneys and the legal assistant on the exchange were not employed at the firm at the time of the alleged emails, and the law firm has denied involvement in this matter. Exhibit C. 3, as absurd as it sounds, Laura has attempted to weaponize this civil litigation in order to force Greg to date her. Oh my God, there it is, black and white in court documents. On August 23rd, 2021, Laura informed Greg's counsel that Greg could contact Laura if he, quote, rethinks his decision regarding a relationship. And we read that yesterday. That's exactly what fucking happened. Samantha, thank you, girl. Oh, if you just got gifted a membership from Samantha, please make sure you say thank you. That is so kind, so generous. Welcome all of our new members. So, in an email to Greg's counsel on August 23rd, Laura states, quote, if he chooses to stand behind his words, I will file to dismiss with prejudice all charges related to CV 2021-XYZ and not file the criminal and family law cases. Hey, Julie. Hey, Kelly. All I am asking him to do is keep his word. If he does that, everything will be dropped. He can contact me at nobody gives a shit if he rethinks his decision regarding a relationship. Exhibit D, emphasis added. 4, I did, Julie. On September 1st, 2021, Greg, through counsel, informed Laura that she would be facing fraud allegations, a counterclaim for what has occurred, and that it would be wise to abandon her malicious claim to end this nonsense. Exhibit E. So the plaintiff's motion, Laura's motion to seal, is deficient. Sealing a case is reserved for matters where an overriding interest exists to support filing the document under seal. Here, a self-aggrandizing podcaster who has refused a paternity test, ignored Title 25, doctored images, and who may have entered into this bizarre and nonsensical civil suit as a fodder for her podcast is not entitled to Rule 5.4 relief. Rather than allege an overriding interest, Laura states that she is a popular Oh no, am I chopping up for everyone or just... Let me know if I'm cracking up. If I'm cracking up, sorry. I was reading Mom Silk's comment at the same time. Let me know if I am chopping up. And I was reading Mom Silk saying, MJ's ad libs crack me up, so I combine the two. Hi, Coffee and Skeletons. It's not choppy for you, T-Score, so. Okay, JS, try going out and coming back in and let me know if that helps. Sometimes it just does it for certain people. I don't know why. Okay. Yeah, then JS, try to go out and come back. Like close the stream and come back in. Thank you, Breezer Breeze. Okay. So Laura also alleges that her desire is for any money won to be donated to a women's charity, and that she does not wish to have her pure intentions and desire for justice be public. She filed the confounding complaint, and this certainly not an overriding interest. Laura's purported career and popularity is insufficient grounds. Awesome, JS. Awesome. Thank you, Bible Lady. Thank you, guys. Further, Laura now requests this court seal only Greg's motion to dismiss, despite stating that her complaint was of an extreme private nature. Laura's complaint created the very problem Laura now seeks to make private. She had multiple opportunities to dismiss the matter. Exhibit E. Hey, Tess. Clearly, Greg's motion to dismiss showed Laura that her complaint backfired and that Greg is not going to be forced into a relationship with her. That Laura seeks only to seal Greg's motion to dismiss demonstrates that Laura knows she has been caught fabricating allegations and that she will be facing allegations of fraud in a public court forum. Laura cannot benefit by having Greg's motion to dismiss sealed and have her salacious complaint remain unsealed. This entire litigation is nothing more than a paternity action if she is actually pregnant. And there is a pending motion to dismiss because Laura has not stated a legally cognizable claim. Laura's motion to seal is an overt attempt to further her fictional narrative and possibly even a ruse to gain more podcast followers. Laura simply cannot be permitted to seal Greg's motion to dismiss because it reveals the false nature of her behavior. The court need merely look at Exhibit A and Exhibit B. Wherefore, Greg hereby respectfully requests the following. They deny Laura's motion to seal. They dismiss Laura's complaint in its entirety without prejudice, and that they award Greg his attorney's fees and court costs. So let's take a look at these exhibits. Exhibit A. Ooh, ouchie. Okay, so we have Friday, August 6th. She already has a sonogram, right? Already has her sonogram. And here she is texting Greg saying, looks like you're going to be a dad to one or maybe two babies. I was sick enough to go to the clinic this afternoon and I had to get an ultrasound to make sure I wasn't having an ectopic pregnancy. I wasn't. I found out that I've been pregnant with twins. Looks like one of them passed or isn't doing too well. Probably because of the medicine I took. I had the option of a surgical abortion and elected not to. If I'm going through this on my own, I will let God decide if he wants both, one, or none to be born. And the kids would deserve to know their father's side of the family. I'm giving you one more shot. Exhibit B. Oh no. Is this the Fiverr logo one, guys? It is, because it seems like he probably would not answer for her at this point. You have to remember, she showed up to that group event uninvited after 2 dates. Surprise! Hey, Bruce, it's twins. Who would have guessed? Is this the Fiverr logo one, guys? Sorry, I'm still not 100% on all the specifics, and I'm trying to keep up. I think this is the Fiverr logo one, right? Exactly. Birdseed, who would be so calm? Like, listen, look, it's twins. Now one of them is dead, as you can see. Like, oh my God. Like, you would never. Okay, this is the Fiverr. Thank you so much. She does have a weird obsession of fixation with the twins. You know what it reminds me of? Duality, as above, so below, constantly with the two mirror images. If you know, you know. So here's the exhibit B, which is the reverse image search. Ouch. Okay. And I hope the same way that in Letitia Stauch's trial, we had it, they weren't called as a witness, but it was played. The audio recordings were played of Letitia Stauch trying to get a fake polygraph test done. Okay. And she called up and she was, did you kill your stepson? Right? No, I hope we have a moment like this in Laura Owens' trial where Fiverr testifies, whoever from Fiverr testifies, and whatever communications exist of Laura reaching out, asking to alter this image comes to light. That will be epic. No, I'm not talking about a horror film. If you're asking me, Coffee and Skeletons, it's as above, so below. The occult, the obsession around black and white, the duality, it's worshiping of the devil, essentially, the evil, higher powers. Yeah, I guess the Fiverr is like a company where you can pay people to do stuff for you. I'm not exactly sure what Fiverr is. Maybe Bruce can help us. But I remember they said they hired a freelancer from Fiverr. It's probably based off the same thing, Coffee and Skeletons. Samantha. Okay, so here is the reverse image search showing it comes up from blogspot.com. And again, these are exhibits in court documents, okay? There it is, the original. There it is. And why does she always choose such older ones? This is a 2014 one. And then with Clayton, she used one that was 7 years old. So peculiar. It's like a site that you can buy things off of or have people do things for you. Really? Yeah, what kind of things? Like birthday party hat types of things, Kelly? I'm not sure. Oh, and then this is Laura. See, this is the reverse. And then this is Laura's. And you could tell where she just added the top overlay. Wow. Okay, she zoomed in more. Yep, she made it zoomed in more. Cut it right there. Wow. Oh, there is the Fiverr logo. Oh, this is the first time I'm actually seeing it. Oh, no way. Hey, Kimberly. Oh, no way. Do you guys see the logo? She smudge blurred to the left of it. Well, hold on. Let me make sure she smudge blurred it. Let me do a comparison. Yep, she smudge blurred to the left of it. Look at that Fiverr. Oh, that must have been such an amazing moment in real time for you guys to realize. I think it happened on Dave Neal's channel, right? Wow. The logo is right there. Oh my God, that must have been an epic moment. Probably, Kimberly, because she had gotten away with this shit for far too long. Can you believe that, Carol Cooper? It's right. Like, I think I see an exclamation point where your twin is supposed to be. They probably didn't even know this at the time of the court documents. Let's see. Exhibit C is Greg Gillespie to Woodnick and Casey. Urgent copy of conversation with Joe Cotchett and contract. So this is where Laura sent him the Uncle Joe email we read yesterday. This is the one she alleged to receive from the paralegal. Well, no, I'm sorry, the associate. And this is the contingent fee agreement she drafted up. And this is Laura to Casey, a paralegal, saying, Miss Bauman, I want to be clear that and this is Mr. Woodnick's paralegal, I guess. I want to be clear that the reason I am filing this specific case, CV 2021-052893, against Mr. Gillespie is because he coerced me into taking abortion pills and the personal damages I have suffered as a result of it. I am planning on filing a separate case this week, though, through family law court. I, of course, would be willing to have a prenatal paternity test done at ARC Labs when I am able to, which they say is when the pregnancy is at least 9 weeks along. The only 2 times I have had sex since February 2020 were with Mr. Gillespie on June 30th and July 1st. There's no question that my pregnancy was as a result of the intercourse with him, and I would be happy to prove that. In fact, I asked him in writing many times if he would do that. I just want to make sure that we keep these separate. Regardless of whether or not the pregnancy had survived because of the abortion at Mr. Gillespie's coercion, the result would be extremely damaging, either resulting in no child when I was clear that I wanted to proceed with the pregnancy on my own, if not for his presence in my life, or one likely compromised child and possibly a second that did not survive as a result of his pressure tactics. Quite frankly, I don't see how either would work in his favor. Okay, pause. She does coffee and skeletons. So again, keep in mind, she did file an action. And now Greg is represented by legal counsel, and she is reaching out to these law firms right in black and white. Like, you cannot get more fucking stupid than this. And just sending all of this, like, what happened in her life that led her to believe that she really was smarter? Nothing to worry about. I don't care. I have not, like, I don't, it doesn't, she doesn't take me as I have nothing to lose energy versus I've never lost energy. I will be amending the current lawsuit for the additional punitive damages of $75,000. I can't wait to get to that, Samantha. I can't wait to get to it. I would never waste my time and energy filing a lawsuit were it not for the fact that, like, his actions were not only morally and ethically wrong, but they destroyed literal lives. He was very clear on the impact this would have on me if he were to leave after the abortion, and it is all documented. So, okay, Laura, let's for 1 second even entertain that he did stay with you immediately following the abortion. How long did Greg have to stay before he was in the clear of the coercion? 1 day? 1 week? 1 month? How about 1 year? Because by your manipulation, he could have stayed with you for a year and then, hey, it's just not working out. And you would have turned around and said the same fucking thing. I have spoken informally today with the attorney who I plan to represent me in CV 2021-052893, and he was concerned about the motives behind Mr. Gillespie's messages yesterday. He said that I had been very clear in my messages to him that I did not want him to contact me unless he wanted to maintain the promises that he made in order to get me to have an abortion. He said that he thought it was odd that Mr. Gillespie would have asked to meet up responded to my statement that I did not want to get together for any reason other than what I had written to him, and then responded with a time, only never to follow up with where or why. He had clearly hired your firm's services at this point, and based on his lack of response, did not want to resolve this privately. So it seems probable that he wanted to lure me into a dangerous situation. This isn't unrealistic of me to think, given the many threatening and intimidating texts he sent me to get me to take abortion pills. They're all in my complaint. And his strong desire to not have a bastard child. I also have legally admissible evidence of him telling me the night after I took the pills that if he were to see me, he would call the cops and, quote, have them take care of me if he hadn't already done it himself. The attorney is worried for like my personal safety because he believes Mr. Gillespie will stop at nothing to ensure that this child is not born. This is like the worst one night stand you could have ever fucking imagined. Like I would never Tinder again. I would never swipe right. Like this is truly like I'm laughing, but at the same time, like this is terrifying. Right, Rhonda? Please consider the situation that like I was in. It is beyond cruel to coerce someone to get an abortion and then the day after call them a psychopath for believing that a relationship with me was what he wanted. Block them on every form of social media and then to say if they were to be contacted, they would take these sort of extreme actions. Hey, Dis Mom. Oh, I'm so happy. He also told me for days how sick he was with COVID and had me walk into a trap. Exactly, Tess. Like, I know what we are very well aware of, and sorry, I feel like I'm switching between Laura voice and my voice, but I feel like we're very well aware of the dangers that young girls and women have out there. We hear about it all the time. I'm not saying minimize it, but what we don't hear enough about are the men. I'm sorry, I feel that way. And yes, being a mother of a daughter, it's terrifying. But what I'll say in this day of age, being a mother of a son, I could imagine is just as terrifying, just for different reasons. Carol and Cooper, thank you so much. You guys are the absolute best. If you just got gifted a membership from Carol and Cooper, please make sure you thank her. Welcome, welcome. We have like 10 new members with Carol and Cooper and Samantha. You guys are the best. Thank you. I would imagine so, Julie. Like I would be terrified because of the crazy ass bitches out there, right? Like it's a different type of crazy. How fucking pissed this girl makes me. I know. I want to put her and Letitia in a cell together and like, what would they come up with? What would they come up with? Yeah, me too. Me too. Like, because I would be most scared of a girl turning around and making the accusations like Laura has made, you know? So he had me walk into a trap. He complained early on one evening that he felt terrible. Then he was unresponsive. I kept asking if he was okay and that I wondered if I should like come by to make sure if he was okay with a mask. My dad is very compromised and I don't want him to get sick. So I had a mask. Around 11 a.m., I decided to come by there on my way home from the gym, which was like 3 minutes away. He didn't respond to repeated knocks on the door, and I didn't know what to do. I've checked on people before, but They've always been okay, and I honestly had no idea what a person is supposed to do if they suspected otherwise. I didn't know if I should call 911 or what, but it was a very helpless situation. Pause. Again, keep in mind, she's sending this to his attorneys. She filed a complaint. She's sending all of these multi-page documents and going into extreme details to the attorneys as if she had control of this situation and that they weren't going to move forward legally once they heard her side of things. I didn't know if I should call 911 or what, but it was a very helpless situation. I stayed for 20 to 30 minutes and then got a text for him as I was driving out saying that he was sleeping and asked me why I would come by. I explained that since he had COVID badly and did not respond to messages, I thought he might be dead. He responded by saying that people don't die from COVID. Unbeknownst to me, he was there the whole time and had snapped a photo of me at the door, clearly clueless as to what to do. The day after the abortion, he said he could file harassment charges for me being at his door. I walked into a trap. I am unsure what his intentions are with me, but he seems to be calculated in his actions. Oh, just wait until you get to her emails to the judge. She's unhinged. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Oh my God. I just wish I could like fast forward and go through it all, but at the same time, I keep reminding myself with like Letitia, so many times I wished I could rewind and kind of experience it again. So I'm trying to like, all right, take your time. You'll get there, but there's just so much. Unfortunately, see, I keep switching that voice. Hey, Gidget. I know. I know. Like you have to click on different spots now to see how it started 37 minutes and 4 seconds ago. I know, Karen Cooper. It's crazy. This is what happens when someone's never held accountable. Hold people accountable. It does nothing to help them if you don't. Unfortunately, there is no evidence or indication that Mr. Gillespie meant to keep his word. I have never wanted to be wrong more so than I do right now. I most certainly did not force him into a relationship or to love me. I told him many times that I thought he didn't like me or even hated me. And he said I was talking in circles and that he had been consistent in his decision to be with me. If he didn't like me, he could have just let me make my own choice. I told him that I was more than fine with that. If he had to pay child support down the line, he could have been a man and paid it and avoided me. That would have been fine. He knew my strong desire to keep the pregnancy because of my faith and clearly acted with an evil, selfish mind to get me to do what he wanted at any and all costs. I didn't force him into a relationship, but he did force me to take medical abortion pills. Hi, Rainbow Bright there. He didn't force you. Even if he was an asshole, he did not force you. If my legal counsel was incorrect in thinking that Mr. Gillespie's text messages sent yesterday regarding meeting up for tonight was malicious, intending to cause physical or emotional abuse, please let me know, Mrs. Lawyer. I would love nothing more than for him to be the man who I thought he was and blame his actions on a breakdown because of his COVID and stress. If he chooses to stand behind his words, I will file to dismiss with prejudice all charges related to CV 2021-052893 and not file the criminal and family law cases. He can contact me directly if that is the case, and we can move forward. No, he can't contact you. You think the law firm representing Greg Gillespie is going to say, okay, client, sure, go ahead, have private communication with her. No. And the fact that she thought that like this would ever work out is just mind-blowing. Well, and keep in mind, you've already had like 8 abortions just with one pregnancy, though, with Mike. Yet her own fabricated documents say that she had no prior pregnancies on record. I would love to know. Hey, Solo Angel. I'm very clear of my motives and my stance. This has nothing to do with money and everything to do with being a man of integrity. All I am asking him to do is keep his word. If he does that, everything will be dropped. However, it seems to me that he did whatever he could to get me to have an abortion and say whatever I wanted to hear in order to get me to do that. It doesn't seem like a good idea for him to enter this case trying to defend himself when there is so much evidence that he lied. If indeed his intentions were at best cruel and manipulative and at worst dangerous, then I would like to know how he can be served for the other cases that would presumably not be handled by your firm. I am sending a copy of this to him to get that information regarding other cases without contacting him privately. My process server said that Greg was home each time he tried to serve him, and I won't go through the same fruitless process again to serve additional lawsuits. I would appreciate an address that would be best to serve him at. I hope that he is who he claimed to be at the start of this process and not who he seems to be now. I will leave it up to him to decide how he wants to move forward and if he was lying so elaborately that he would take a $120,000 lawsuit, a criminal law case for domestic violence, a family law case to establish paternity and child support, and resulting in legal fees over being a man of his word. If he is going to stand behind that lie, I would like to know his intentions behind texting me yesterday. He can contact me at if he rethinks his decision regarding a relationship and if he would like to be part of pregnancy decisions going forward. All the best, Laura Owens. Like, again, I'm not, but just to reiterate, she sent that to his lawyers, to a 3-page long, all to go down to, now, if he wants to fuck me and date, I'm willing to drop all of this. Like, she has some cojones on her. She has some nerve. How did someone like this become created to think that they could do this? How did she not, like, because she doesn't seem stupid. And when I say that, I'm talking about like book smart. She doesn't seem stupid like that to where she could not see the outcome of this, where this was going to lead. And so I struggle, like, what's going on in her brain? Miss Owens. Attached here too are the notice of appearance and acceptance of service that we e-filed this morning, along with confirmation the filings were received. We will be sure to provide you with conformed copies as soon as we receive the same. In the meantime, it appears from a brief of review of the pleadings that have been filed to date that a non-invasive prenatal paternity test should be ordered. Mr. Gillespie is willing to pay for the test. Okay, so we read this yesterday, and so that was her response to that. That was her response to that. And then Exhibit E is from Greg Woodnick to Laura, and it says, Laura. And you see, I just want you to pay attention to the subject line. That is a normal subject line from counsel. And sometimes will be literally like Laura Owens versus Greg Gillespie in the matter of CV 2021 dash, but that at minimum, this would be the subject line. It would never be Laura Owens regarding her pregnancy. It would never be that, because it wouldn't be regarding the pregnancy. It would be regarding the case matter. So as you can see from actually Mr. Woodnick, it's Gillespie versus Owens, right? So Laura, you should have received the confirmation data from ArcPoint regarding the prenatal paternity testing. As I trust you will be advised by counsel, it is your choice to participate in the testing at this point. As litigation proceeds, that will not be the case, as the court will order the same pursuant to ARS 25-814 and relevant case law. You should be in receipt of our notice of appearance. The court issued permission for alternative service, but that is not necessary, as we have notified the court that we represent Mr. Gillespie. What does that mean? That means that you do not need to go all about with process service, showing up to his house or work, trying to serve him. We entered our appearance on record. We acknowledge service. We are in the process of drafting a response to your complaint and a counter petition. I know, Julie, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm so curious to see how this plays out. You can avoid both litigation expenses and exposure to a sizable civil judgment by promptly filing to dismiss your civil suit. Please be advised, as I am sure your Uncle Joe warned you was forthcoming, the counter petition will contain a fraud allegation, as the images you sent to Mr. Gillespie were confirmed to be a recycled ultrasound from 2015. That's what I think, Saltina. Nobody ever told this girl no or gave her any consequences for lying, and that is how they created the monster we see today. I do think that that is what it is, with the perfect combination of like a personality disorder creates that monster. Greg has advised that he will suspend his counterclaim and related litigation once you promptly file to dismiss your civil suit and confirm that you are not pregnant. So again, you're fine, Harlot. She had many opportunities right there. Hey, and we saw the same with Clayton. If you stop this now and you drop it and you confirm you're not pregnant, I will drop the counterclaim. Hi, Tracy. I will drop the counterclaim. And she can't help herself. She cannot help herself. Harlot, you weren't here before, but I said to you, let me know when the Patreon's expiring so I could redo it for you. So this is from Sarah to Laura. Laura, you should receive an email from ArcPoint Labs of Scottsdale later today, setting your appointment for non-invasive prenatal paternity testing for next week. Thank you. Okay. Oh my God, it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier. All right. So we are here. September 1st, Woodnick Law emails Laura confirming she should have received details for the paternity test, further stating that it is her choice to attend. Yeah, this is what we just read. Okay. September 30th. Joe Cotchett, Uncle Joey Cotchett, allegedly responds to Laura's email expressing support for her pursuit of charges and offers assistance. No way. So this is, no way did she put this in legal documents. Okay. Hey, Mallory. So this is Laura's reply to Greg's answer, and counterclaims. So again, Greg's answer, that is when she initially filed the complaint, the defendant has to file their answer, basically their side of things, acknowledging. And so this is her reply to his answer and the counterclaims he filed. So Laura's reply, no response is required. Hold on, wait a second. She's pro se still. Okay. No response is required to the allegations contained in paragraph 1 through 8 of Greg's answer and counterclaim, as they consist of Greg's response contained in Laura's complaint. To the extent a response is required, and to the extent that the aforementioned paragraphs contain any allegations of wrongdoing by me, I deny the same in full and demand strict and absolute proof thereof. So Laura's answer to Greg's counterclaims regarding fraud. The allegation in paragraph 1 should be dismissed, as Greg admitted to lacking sufficient knowledge or information with his response, which has the effect of denial. No response is necessary, but to the extent a response is required, Laura denies the same and alleges that it is disingenuous for Greg to claim that he had information and belief that the pregnancy was fictitious or fraudulent. Laura has given indisputable evidence of her pregnancy to Greg, providing him with office visit notes, Exhibit A, from the appointment he demanded she book to have a medical professional confirm her pregnancy, which occurred at One Medical Group, Kierland, with Dr. John Jones on July 16, 2021 at 9 a.m. In addition, Greg asked that Laura obtain a letter from her doctor, Dr. John Jones, on One Medical letterhead to confirm the pregnancy, which Dr. Jones said was an unusual request and questioned why Greg would need to see additional proof beyond what he had provided in the visit notes. Nevertheless, Laura obtained this and sent it to Greg immediately, Exhibit B. At 10:51 a.m., Greg even asked for and obtained the login information for her One Medical patient portal to view the results for himself, as he still did not believe her. Exhibit C. Even after this, Greg demanded to have a video call with One Medical Group to verify the pregnancy test results with a live person, which occurred at 12:10 p.m. The video visit notes prove that Greg was given firsthand confirmation of Laura's pregnancy by Lisa Nichols, nurse practitioner of One Medical Group. Exhibit D. After giving Greg the test results at the request of Laura, Miss Nichols asked Greg to leave the chat so that she could ask Laura if she felt physically and emotionally safe due to Greg's behavior on the call. Laura also provided the explanation of benefits from the July 16, 2021 office visit, Exhibit E, from her insurance company, Bright Healthcare, which states in part, please submit prenatal care with delivery fee at time of delivery. A notation only given with a positive pregnancy result. Given the exhaustive amount of proof that Greg was given, his allegations that Laura knowingly and falsely represented to Greg that she was pregnant are false statements written with the intention of misleading the court. Laura admits this allegation. Laura became pregnant on or about June 30th, 2021 or July 1st, 2021, according to her medical examination. This timing is consistent with when Laura and Greg had sexual intercourse, resulting in the pregnancy. Laura affirms that before meeting Greg, she had not been sexually active since February 2020 and has not been sexually active with anyone else to date since meeting Greg. Therefore, there was nothing that would put into question the paternity of the fetus. 3. Laura denies these allegations. Laura had already given Greg exhaustive proof of her pregnancy and had no reason to send fabricated ultrasound pictures to Greg. Laura denies knowledge sufficient to form a belief as to these allegations. However, it should be noted that Greg has altered the year of these supposed identical sonogram images between 2014 and 2015 in his filings thus far. 5. The allegation in paragraph 5 should be dismissed as Greg admitted to lacking sufficient knowledge or information with his response, which has the effect of denial. No response is necessary, but to the extent a response is required, Laura denies the same. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Laura denies allegations. 11. Laura neither admits nor denies and has insufficient information to form a belief. The allegation in paragraph 11 should be dismissed as Greg admitted to also lacking sufficient knowledge or information with his response. 12. Greg's claim should be barred by his and his attorney's own actions. Greg had been given exhaustive proof of Laura's pregnancy and therefore had no reason for believing that there was fraud in Laura's underlying complaint, and to make that the justification for Greg's subsequent actions. Laura has been humiliated by Greg's counsel for discussing such private matters with Joe Cotchett, a California attorney who Greg knew was a family friend of Laura's, and representing her father at the time in a civil matter. Oh, interesting. Laura explicitly told Greg's attorney she was pro se when asked. Despite that, Greg reached out to Mr. Cotchett's office to ask if he was representing Laura. Greg knew that Mr. Cotchett did not practice law in Arizona, and therefore the only explanation for reaching out to him was to embarrass me. Mr. Cotchett's firm said that they were not representing Laura, yet Greg's counsel reached out 4 more times to his office in an effort to humiliate, ruin the reputation of, and frame me for fabricated documents that they claim had been sent from me to Greg between August 19th and 23rd, even though Laura filed the case on August 11th. Greg's counsel repeatedly begged Mr. Cotchett to influence Laura to dismiss the case against Greg with prejudice, with their last unanswered plea sent via email on October 7th. Mr. Cotchett verbalized his feeling towards Greg's conduct in an email sent to Laura on September 30th, which is shared with his permission, Exhibit F. It reads, Greg Woodnick, sent on behalf of Joseph W. Cotchett. Dear Laura, thank you for your note. It is an extraordinary story with Gillespie. I am glad you are pursuing charges as their conduct is outrageous. If we can help in any way, do not hesitate to call. Best regards, Uncle Joe. I don't believe it. We need to get Uncle Joe on the witness stand. Is he on the witness list? Anyone know? Oh, Mallory, this case is going to trial, I think now November 2026. 14 indictments. This is great. In addition, Greg's counsel disclosed extremely private medical information regarding an abortion to Mr. Cotchett by forwarding him fraudulent emails with the subject line regarding Laura Owens' pregnancy. After being told he was not associated with this case, that's not what you said. Those emails literally, oh my God. Dude, you said you intend to have him represent you. Are you kidding me? And it becomes, just so you guys know, it becomes blurry once a lawyer gives you, July 2026? Wait, I thought, oh, yes, I'm sorry. I have it backwards. It was going in January. Now it's July 2026. Thank you. 1967, Ricky. Why did I have that backwards? Why did I think we were in the summer? Okay, never mind. Oh, I know. I had different trials in November. Okay. Yes, July 2026. Not that long. It's going to fly. So, just so you know, if a lawyer that you did not represent, that you did, oh my God, I can't talk. If a lawyer that does not represent you and you ask them questions regarding your case, they can be on the hook as if they are your legal representation. Even though you did not pay them, they haven't been retained. The moment that they interact and communicate on the case at all, they can be considered representation. The defendant knew of the relationship between Mr. Cotchett and Laura's family, and therefore the only purpose of him sending these was to attempt to destroy her credibility and reputation. This violates her rights under HIPAA. No, it doesn't. Plaintiff admits to not taking a paternity test as it is not relevant and denies fabricating documents. So Laura doesn't need to take a paternity test because it's not relevant. I think it is all relevant. It was before Clayton. Yes, Mama Silk. So Laura admits in part and denies in part. Laura admits to sending the email to Greg's counsel at the onset of the case. However, Greg eliminated a key sentence and paraphrased in their communications. Greg's counsel wrote in the counterclaim, Laura states she was, quote, willing to take a paternity test to prove that the child is Greg's, but that it would be possible that she would not be pregnant, as I'm unsure what the purpose is, because if the pregnancy is not viable, that proves that his coercion did result in the end of the pregnancy. Hi, Lisa. Laura's email to the defendant counsel on August 27, 2021 states, willing to take a paternity test to prove that the child is Greg's. The reason behind this case is that he coerced me to take abortion pills rather than the status of my pregnancy. I'm unsure what the purpose is, because if the pregnancy is not viable, that proves that his coercion did result in the end of the pregnancy. Laura denies any and all allegations of fabrication and has undeniably proven the pregnancy. Greg blatantly coercive tactics, intimidation, and threats if she did not take the pills are shown in the exhibits submitted in the original complaint. In addition, Laura needed to obtain an order of protection against Greg on November 11, 2021, and is aware of the fact that another woman also obtained an order of protection against Greg since Laura's complaint was filed. Pause. If anyone more familiar knows the context of that, I would really like that. Hey, Shakto. Laura does not wish for Greg to know anything about her health whatsoever beyond what has been provided for her own safety, given the serious threats against her and the child she created with Greg, and history of HIPAA violations in disclosing her medical information. That's not how it works. You don't get to choose, I don't want to share, when this has everything to do with your complaint. The allegation in paragraph 15 should be dismissed as Greg admitted to lacking sufficient knowledge. Okay. Laura denies allegations, and Greg has failed to raise any valid claims to which he is entitled to any recovery or relief, despite being given undeniable proof of Laura's pregnancy being legitimate. Greg, through counsel, has referred to Laura's pregnancy as fictitious, fraudulent, and false based on blatant fabrications, possibly a ruse to get more followers, a fictional narrative, nonsense, nonsensical, and the complaint as salacious, bizarre, and preposterous. Therefore, bringing a fraud counterclaim against Laura under penalty of perjury on the basis of the pregnancy being fraudulent is malicious, made in bad faith, and serves no purpose other than to further harass Laura and delay court. So the counterclaim on the intentional infliction of emotional distress, and I'm not gonna read the ones that don't say anything. She denies the allegations. Wherefore, having fully responded to the allegations contained in Greg's answer and counterclaim, Laura prays for the following. Greg's answer and counterclaim be dismissed with costs, that Laura be granted the relief requested in her complaint, that Greg be sanctioned pursuant to Title 44, 2083, and for such other and further relief as the court may determine to be just and proper. Pro se litigant. Okay, let's take a look-a-roo. Here is her one medical. John Jones, DO. Procedure performed at one medical. I would never anticipate it to be looking like that, but okay, July 16th. Laura Owens, goes by Laura, is patient pregnant. See attached for complete demographic and insurance information. Why? Bitch, that is whited out. Look at the colon. They have straight lines on the sides. But where's the answer? Is patient pregnant? Procedure, urine pregnancy, indication, amenorrhea, procedure, result, 2 lines, positive. Thank you. John Jones, NPI number. Why'd you black out his NPI number? July 16th, Laura Owens, to whom it may concern. Patient was evaluated in the office today and was determined to be in early stages of pregnancy. Patient was on seizure medication that decreased the effectiveness of her oral contraceptives. Please contact our office for any further questions. Sincerely. Do you guys not see that? Do you guys wait? Do you guys not see that? Yo, that is, look at that. Hold on, Melissa, use your words. Look, don't stare too closely. You can see the white box that it was cut and pasted from. Do you not see that white box? Like, this is his actual signature right here. I'm going to point to it. Look at this. Here, here, here to here. This is copy and pasted on, and it's 2 different whites. Do you see it? Please tell me you guys see that. That is a cut and copy. That is his real signature taken and pasted onto this document. You could see it? Thank goodness, because it is so obvious to me. Does it? Like, let me see if I can zoom out. It may be a little easier to see. I don't know. Do you see it? Right there. Boom, boom, boom. It's a rectangular. She took that and she pasted it. So she took his legitimate signature and pasted it right onto something she typed up. Oh, she is going to be fucking nailed at trial. She is going to be fucking nailed at trial, because this is no longer going to be him versus her, whether it's Clayton or Greg or Mike. This is going to be the state versus Laura. No, it wouldn't, because it doesn't come out looking like that, Shacto. That's like, are you talking about like if it's just kind of like entering it in? No. No. Because then I would expect to see it. No, I don't see it anywhere else like that. Note from Dr. John Jones confirming the pregnancy obtained by Laura at the request of Greg. Greg Gillespie. Can you send me the portal access just to see? Sorry, I could make it there. Work is nuts today. Putting out fires. Portal access? I can just call them and give them permission to talk to you if you want. Not sure what you mean. This is Greg's request for Laura's one medical group patient portal login to confirm the pregnancy, which was given in a phone call immediately after. Oh, see again. Okay. Laura, female. John Jones, DO, patient ID. Why do I see it on the date of service too? There's a line there. Julie Ulrich, MP, subjective. Date, July 16th. Patient verifies name and date of birth. Consent obtained for evaluation via video-based platform today. 31-year-old female seen earlier today for early pregnancy calls requesting results of her urine pregnancy test. The father would like to see it. Of note, Greg, the father, was on another video chat with patient and could hear most of our conversation. They would never fucking write that. IOV note not yet available, nor is in the office UPT. Letter written by PCP message to patient as PDF per her request. Other message initiated by patient assigned to PCP with this request for her UPT results. Writer asked patient for private conversation. Call with Greg ended. Patient confirms that she is physically and emotionally safe. Feels safe in home. Oh, man. Nope. Notes from Laura's video visit with One Medical, which she had at Greg's demand, confirming that Greg had firsthand confirmation of positive pregnancy test. This is an explanation of benefits. Okay. Claims process for this period. $155. You owe $9.04. Arizona office visit lab $140.15. Sorry, I'm just getting caught because if she owes $9.04, but they are paying $0, where's the rest of the money being paid out from, if not her health insurance? You see what I'm saying? Like, you will pay $9, total amount paid by Bright. Then who would be taking on the rest of that cost? Okay. Explanation of benefit from Laura's insurance company. With claim, please submit prenatal care with delivery fee at time of delivery. Please submit prenatal care with delivery fee at the time of delivery. What? It wouldn't. I've never seen that on an EOP. Okay, Greg Woodnick. Regarding Greg Woodnick, from Patrice O'Malley to me and Ron, which is dad, sent on behalf of Joseph Cotchett. Dear Laura, thank you for the note. It is an extraordinary story with Gillespie. I am glad you are pursuing charges as they conduct is outrageous. If we can help in any way, do not hesitate to call. Then this is regarding Greg's. Will you take the pills tonight? I don't want to have a baby this way. That would mean you can take the others tomorrow and Friday, and by the weekend, I will be hopefully 100%. This will be past us, and we could plan to go to Sedona. Okay, we read these. We read all these. Okay. Dude, this is unlike anything. The insurance was Bright Health Care. Page 1 of 2, where I don't know why you wouldn't do the second one, but Whoops, I said donut my way out of here. Sorry. Okay. She cherry-picked for sure, Harlot. Clinical proof would be a provider supplied ultrasound sent directly to Woodneck. Fetal heartbeat monitoring, a baby, or fetal death certificate. Laura has none of this. So again, when you have counsel and when you're in litigation, you sign HIPAA releases, a release of medical information. So there, nothing you send directly that's not relevant. That's not used. You have to sign the authorization to release medical records. And then the counsel specifically goes directly to the facility with that authorization to release and gets the entirety of the medical records essentially from the date in question forward. That is the only thing that matters. You cannot, well, here's a screenshot, here's my portal, here's this. None of that can be used. Like, that's not substantial. Like, just as simple as releasing the medical records and going directly to the facility. That is how it's done. The year this was, Samantha, 2021. Hold on, 1 second, guys. Needed my nose spray. Okay. So we are now, Laura files a petition for order of protection against Greg, and this order is granted by Judge John Duty. Oh, wait a second. Judge John Duty also handled her protection order with Greg? The one that originally was with Clayton? Wait. Judge John Duty, wasn't that the one with Clayton? Oh, no way, just on the tube. Oh, wow. Wow. Duty, you are screwed. Oh, no. I'm honestly shocked that a judge wouldn't have known better. Oh, smart thinking, Samantha. I know, Harlot. I know. Judge Duty goes all the way back to California as well. Suspicious, eh? Very. All right, let's look at this. All right. So November 5th, 2022. God, it's all the same time frame as Clayton too, just different years. So she filed against Greg for an OOP, which is an order of protection. This is the guide for the plaintiff, the petitioner, to fill out. She notes that they were in a romantic or sexual relationship, past or present. And here is what she lists. Now, if you guys remember, this is the same format we read when it came to Clayton's that she filled out. Okay. So it shows approximate date, February 8th, 2022. On February 8th, 2022, I received messages from an unknown number. The sender identified himself as Danny Hutzler. And while I didn't recognize the name immediately, an Instagram search showed me that it was a former baseball player for the Chicago Cubs who I had contacted once in June 2021 after seeing him on a dating app, which was right before I met Mr. Gillespie. It soon became clear that I was not communicating with Mr. Hutzler, as the sender repeatedly referred to coming to Scottsdale to pitch for the Chicago Cubs during spring training. The real Mr. Hutzler retired from playing in 2021. I strongly suspected that this was Mr. Gillespie, as he has made attempts to contact me before under false identities, and no one else would have reason to commit identity theft in order to obtain information about me. Mr. Hutzler immediately and relentlessly tried to get me to meet up with him. He referenced us spending time together before, when in reality, I never met the real Mr. Hutzler. The only conclusion I can make as to why Mr. Gillespie chose Mr. Hutzler to defraud over any other man in my social network is that he saw that Mr. Hutzler was the only man I had communicated with during the same time period as Mr. Gillespie, meaning that in Mr. Gillespie's mind, it could have been Mr. Hutzler who impregnated me and not him. Pause. You can't do this. This is just like what happened with Clayton. You can speculate that that was Greg, but unless I'm about to read that you're able to show with solid evidence that that is Greg, you cannot go and file an OOP and put actions on someone under belief. You can't do that. Anybody can reach out to me right now under a God knows what name on social media, and I can't say for certain that's you because I have an issue with you. That's not, if this judge, oh my goodness, that's not evidence. This is the court of law. So I don't know what kind of deal was going on with this judge. Hey, boho hobo. This was most definitely not the case, as I had no sexual interaction with anyone other than Mr. Gillespie from early 2020 to present day. I had not seen Mr. Gillespie since early August 2021, and he did not know whether or not I had terminated the pregnancy. I presume that his repeated request to see my body under the identity of Mr. Hutzler was to see if I had or had not. On August 11, 2021, I filed a lawsuit against Mr. Gillespie for abortion coercion and intentional infliction of emotional distress, and litigation is ongoing. Thus, the pregnancy and its status was the utmost importance to him. I continued the conversation with the fake Mr. Hutzler because I wanted to be able to have firm proof that it was Mr. Gillespie before I reported a violation of the protective order. I was able to get Mr. Hutzler to admit that he knew about my pregnancy. Outside of my parents and sister, only Mr. Gillespie, his legal counsel, and my legal counsel know about it. Bullshit. It was public fucking record. It was public fucking record. But go on, Laura. I moved from San Francisco to Scottsdale in early 2021, and I have not developed friendships as I have been extremely nervous about leaving my home and encountering Mr. Gillespie, given his prior threats and behavior towards me. In addition, Mr. Hutzler referenced my restraining order against Mr. Gillespie, which again, I have not told anyone about. Among the texts sent from the fake Mr. Hutzler, he didn't want to kill you. He wanted to kill the baby. Not sure I made that clear, end quote. He was asking for photos of my body, brought up my order against Greg, said he was going to, quote, make me see stars and that I deserved a spanking for being rude. Kinky. And then he was into violence when he was turned on. He repeatedly begged me to meet up with him. Again, this was confirmed not to be Danny, and no one else would know anything about my past with Greg, let alone be wanting to discuss it for 3 days. I noticed that my public Instagram story for my personal account was getting watched a lot by accounts with no photos or followers. I came to suspect that this was the defendant. I created stories using pins of quotes from Pinterest that were only viewable to accounts I suspected were him. Redacted, 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 and redacted. On February 22nd, 2022, the date used for date of the incident, I was sent the initial disclosures for the civil case we are involved in. He included 10 pages of screenshots of the Instagram stories that were only viewable to him, proving that he was in fact using the pseudonyms listed above to view my account. These, despite the order of protection granted on November 11, 2021, which states in part with capitalization added here for emphasis on relevant statements, do not access any part of Laura's computer, phone, or similar device, or any account. That's not viewing your public fucking Instagram story is not accessing your account. Again, I could have an order of protection on someone right now. Can it stop them from watching this stream? No, it is public. Can it stop them from joining my private platform on Patreon? Yes. There's a difference. There's one is public, one is private. In addition, it specifically orders Greg to not make any attempts to track my whereabouts. And he knew that there was a significant chance that I would have geotagged my location on these stories. The defendant blatantly viewed my Instagram story under his own username, despite the court's orders, stated in detail above. Making my Instagram private would be detrimental to my businesses, which combined have nearly 35,000 followers. Bitch, that's nothing. I'm sorry. I'm fucking 22,000? Not that far behind you. Like, oh, that's combined. It's nothing. It's fucking nothing. We're nobody. Are you kidding me, Laura? This defendant simply needs to stop cyber stalking. You're on a public platform. You're on a public platform. If people watch, that's their right because it's public. You know what's not right? When it's private. You're not allowed to go stalking through someone's window at home, right? But if you're walking through a park, I can't avoid seeing you. It's public. Imagine if I sat here listen, my 22,000 followers, we're nothing. We're a drop in the fucking bucket. Are you kidding me? Oh, gosh. So, Laura states, the following person should be in this order. So, residence, workplace, school, otherwise. Defendant should be ordered to stay away from any animal that's owned. Okay. Under penalty of perjury, Laura Owens. Wow. See, but she's referencing an order of protection already existing or a restraining order. Maybe I'm like, this doesn't perfectly have everything in order, but I haven't read that yet. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. So this is him granting the order. Judge Duty, come on. No contact outside of the legal process. And don't go to her house. So December 2021, Greg's attorneys repeatedly inquired about the status of Laura's pregnancy after Laura claimed one twin died due to the abortion pills that she had taken. To this day, this question has never been answered. We're now in 2022. Greg files his answer and counterclaim and certificate of compulsory arbitration. Okay, so let's take a look real quick. But see, I feel like we're going a little bit out of... Okay, this is just the basics. Yeah, this is just the basics. I don't need to read all this. So his counterclaim is fraud. Laura knowingly and falsely represented that she was pregnant with intent to force Greg into a relationship with her, causing Greg consequent and proximate injury and damages. She filed her complaint alleging she became pregnant with Greg's child on their second date. She provided sonographic images. Reverse Google image search reveal that they were identical to a sonogram found on a blog post from 2014. Laura altered the images by adding her name, date of birth, alleged location of the sonogram, and altered the appearance of the image to distinguish it from the one located on the aforementioned blog post. To further this fictitious pregnancy, Laura sent Greg a fabricated email exchange dated August 19th to the 22nd between herself and California attorneys Allison E. Cordova and Joe Cotchett of Cotchett, Petrie, and McCarthy. Tony Stevens, believed to be a legal assistant at the firm, is also CC'd on the email. In this fraudulent email, allegedly emailed Laura in pertinent part the following with the subject line: "Everything you told about us, pregnancy tests and ultrasounds, aligned with the timing you provide us. There were no past pregnancies on your record, and the 3 obstetricians you saw felt that the pregnancy was very consistent." She saw 3 obstetricians with intercourse that took place between June 30th and July 1st. It must feel like you have the weight of the world on you, but I have no doubt that the jury will sympathize with your situation. The next step is to fill out the attached retention agreement. Subsequently, Joe Cotchett allegedly emailed Laura in pertinent part the following: "I'm ready to get started on this the second you give me the go-ahead. I'm always here for you and the whole Owens family whenever you need me. And if you want me to go after this guy, I will make this case a top priority. Shh, because I really feel for you right now. Allison sent me over the retention agreement and medical files. This may be very needy, and we can make this a public interest story with the snap of a finger." In response, Laura allegedly emailed Joe back stating, "I think the best call is to pursue alternative service and try to get him twice. Once by posting on his house door and the other by calling his company and finding a coworker to serve him. I think you're right that you would be better at making those phone calls than me. I texted you the coworkers who we could ask to serve." That's what I said, harlot. There's no pregnancies on her record, yet she was supposed to have already been pregnant with Mike. Laura, her alleged email exchange with Allison, who is an associate, and Joe Cotchett was emailed to Greg with the subject line "urgent," copy of conversation with Joe Cotchett and contract, along with a manufactured and fabricated contingent fee agreement between Laura and Cotchett, Petrie, and McCarthy. Upon information and belief, neither Allison nor Tony Stevens is currently employed at that firm, nor were they employed at the firm of those dates. Believing that there was fraud in Laura's underlying complaint, undersigned counsel reached out to the purported attorneys in California who appear to completely disavow any connection to this cause, as an email dated August 24th sent on behalf of Joseph W. Cotchett indicated the firm does not represent Laura in this matter. All subsequent emails from undersigned counsel requesting to speak with Joseph Cotchett about the seemingly fraudulent emails purportedly authored by Joseph Cotchett and the lawyers that have not worked at the firm for quite some time went without any substantive response. Yeah, if he is indeed a family friend and he indeed was representing her dad at the time, her dad had to pull some serious strings to get Joseph not to address that. In addition to fabricating documents, Laura has refused to take a non-invasive prenatal paternity test. Laura stated she was willing to take a paternity test to prove that this child is Greg's, but that it would be possible that she would not be pregnant, as, quote, "I'm unsure what the purpose is, because if the pregnancy is not viable, that proves that his coercion did result in the end of the pregnancy." Essentially, Laura has fabricated the abortion coercion allegation to explain why a paternity test would show that she is not pregnant. Additionally, as of filing, Laura has not taken a paternity test, despite Greg's repeated offers to pay for the test. Upon information and belief, Laura's allegations of abortion, coercion, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and domestic violence are quite simply blatant fabrications that underlie her real intention to force Greg into a relationship with her. In an email with undersigned counsel, Laura stated, quote, "He can contact me at redacted if he rethinks his decision regarding a relationship and if he would like to be part of the pregnancy decisions going forward." Laura knowingly fraudulent representations to Greg have caused Greg consequent and proximate injury, and Greg is therefore entitled to recover consequential damages in an amount to be determined by trier of fact. So Laura's fraudulent conduct was extreme and outrageous, and it must either have been intended to cause Greg emotional distress or recklessly disregarded the near certainty that such distress would result from her conduct and that Greg has suffered from severe emotional distress as a result of her conduct. Wow. Oh my goodness. I've never seen anything like this. This is so mind-blowing. This is the part I wanted to get to. Okay. Well, hold on. What is this? The certificate of compulsory arbitration. Oh, okay. This is the one I wanted to get to. Okay. Oh, ready? March 4th. Laura falsely claims to have been drugged and sexually assaulted, blaming Greg Gillespie and Greg Woodnick, his lawyer, for playing a part. Greg Woodnick obtained the complete 221-page Kletz restraining order between Laura and Michael Maricini hours before Laura makes her claim of being drugged and violently raped. What the fuck? So this says from K at law to Greg, then it's from Marlene at the maricopa.gov to Laura, and it says, Miss Owens, ex parte communication with the court is not allowed. I am copying opposing counsel on this email so that counsel is aware of what I am telling you. This email address is for informational purposes only. If you want to provide the judge with substantive information regarding your case, you must do so in accordance with the rules. Best regards. She reached out. Hell yeah, stir crazy. And I'm going to go back over Mike's because me and Shay read Mike's on like the second live, but I'll be honest, it was so outrageous, but I didn't understand enough or know enough to really let it sink in. So I have to go back over Mike's after Greg's too, so I could really understand and put all the pieces together. Yo, she reached, but wait, there's more. She reached out to the judge. You are not allowed any communications outside of all parties present is not allowed. That's ex parte communication. So if you are in an active civil matter or any criminal, whatever, you cannot reach out to the judge without the opposing counsel being a part of it. You cannot do that. Oh my goodness. So what did she send? Oh my God. So from Laura, and she was trying to email the judge. Hi, Marlene. I hate to email you again, but there is a major issue with the defendant, Mr. Greg Gillespie, and his attorney, Mr. Greg Woodnick, that needs to be brought to Judge Bacchus's attention privately before she rules on the motion to extend filed by my now former attorney, Carrie Ramos, as I have. You are not allowed to bring anything to a judge's attention privately. Are you? Okay. On March 4th, 2022, I was drugged, violently assaulted, and raped. I have strong reasons to believe that both the defendant and his counsel were involved, and there is a pending FBI investigation regarding the incident. To my knowledge, neither the defendant nor his counsel are aware that they are being looked into. I was worried that submitting a motion ex parte could accidentally be publicly e-filed and accessed by them, which would pose a threat to my safety. I apologize for sending an email, but I could not think of any other way to alert Judge Bacchus about this without giving the other side confidential information about what has transpired. No fucking way. And just let it sink in. The response to that was ex parte communication is not allowed. I am copying opposing counsel that you just accused of drugging and raping you on this email. Oh my God. I have an order of protection against Mr. Gillespie, which was issued on November 12th, 2021, and was uncontested. Just weeks prior to that, another woman, redacted, was granted an order of protection against him as well. When my pregnancy was confirmed to him directly by one medical cureland, the nurse practitioner was concerned enough about his reaction to it that she requested to speak to me about it alone or not. I felt safe and notated it. On March 4th, 2022, just hours before I was nearly killed in the incident described above, I received an unexpected email from Mr. Woodnick. Without a subpoena, he had somehow obtained the complete 221-page case file of the Klutz restraining order against my ex-boyfriend in San Francisco. Mr. Michael Maricini, that has been in place since 2018. Mr. Woodnick should not have been able to access that file, part of which was confidential, without involving Mr. Maricini. Mr. Gillespie was aware of the fact that Mr. Maricini's physical abuse caused me to have brain damage, which resulted in me developing epilepsy at the age of 27. Mr. Woodnick knowingly connected the two men I have protective orders against, Mr. Gillespie and Mr. Maricini, which has left me terrified. My now former attorney, Miss Carrie Ramos, was aware of the events of March 4th and their possible involvement since before she filed into the case. I reported Miss Ramos to the Arizona bar on June 13th after she filed a motion to withdraw from the case after I told her that I had recorded a phone call with her where she said that she was totally could have filed an amended answer to the second motion to dismiss and motion for judgment on the pleadings to correct her error in responding to the file motion to dismiss. In responding to the first motion to dismiss. You recorded your conversation with your lawyer? Of course she withdrew. In addition to the more clear potential violations, there is reason to believe that Miss Ramos may have colluded with the other side. The Arizona bar has not completed reviewing the mountain of evidence I provided them with, but I have been in frequent communication with intake counsel Reed Potter, who told me in our last conversation that he was going to speak to Mr. Woodnick. As I have submitted in prior filings, Mr. Woodnick has acted unethically throughout the case, starting with contacting an attorney in California who he knew to be a longtime family friend, Joe Cotchett, and claimed that he believed him to be representing me in a Title 25 case in an effort to embarrass me. That clearly was not what I filed in CV 2021-052893, and divulging information regarding my pregnancy to Mr. Cotchett was horrifying, especially since Mr. Gillespie knew that Mr. Cotchett was representing my father in a severance case at the time. Me, neither, Carolyn Cooper. Despite Mr. Cotchett writing a one-sentence email back saying that he did not represent me, Mr. Woodnick sent 4 additional emails without a response in a bizarre attempt to frame me for fraud, demanding that Mr. Cotchett spoke to me about dropping the case. Mr. Woodnick even emailed me saying that he was sure that my Uncle Joe, a nickname for Mr. Cotchett, had warned me that Mr. Gillespie would be filing a counter petition for a fraudulent ultrasound if I did not immediately file a motion to dismiss. Mr. Woodnick never received a call from or had a conversation with Mr. Cotchett. So this was pure intimidation to get me to drop the case based on an exchange that never took place. Pause. The opposing counsel is allowed to say, hey, if you want to withdraw now, we won't pursue this. But if you don't, we're going to be moving forward with the counterclaim. That's not like you have sat there and said how many times you're going to family, you're going to criminal, you're going to civil, if he doesn't date you. This is letting you know this is them letting you know what their intentions are, which is totally allowed. Could you ever imagine, like, not only now blaming Greg, blaming his fucking lawyer of brutal rape? This is not okay. This is so far beyond mental health. I want to go to her trial. I really want to go to her trial. Mr. Cotchett gave permission for me to share a note with the court that he sent me on September 30th. Quote, "It is an extraordinary story with Gillespie. I am glad you are pursuing charges as their conduct is outrageous. If we can help in any way, do not hesitate to call. Despite the offer, I have declined help from Mr. Cotchett, as I would never ask a California attorney who is not licensed in Arizona to help me." Yes, let's Jade raid to her trial. How awesome would that be if, like, some of us could go? That, like, maybe I could plan it in advance. Like, that would be pretty awesome. As proven simply in his filings on behalf of Mr. Gillespie, Mr. Woodnick has taken every opportunity to insult my character with cruel personal attacks. In addition Despite not having a scheduling order, Mr. Woodnick has demanded disclosures and answers to interrogatories, which I provided to Ms. Ramos in a 45-page document on March 28th. You don't need honey, you don't need a scheduling order for interrogatories because there is a standard set amount of time that you need to give your answers to interrogatories. And if you don't meet that discovery deadline, your complaint can be dismissed. The same way, if they don't meet their interrogatory or discovery deadline, their answer can be suppressed. It's like you do not have a scheduling order for interrogatories. Holy macaroni. Hell yeah. Honestly, I think there's going to be a lot that's going to come after this trial. This trial is going to open the door to everything. While I was under the impression that she had submitted these to Mr. Woodnick on April 8th, I am guessing at this point that she did not, since he has threatened to file a motion to compel against me if I do not provide them immediately. At this point, if he does not already have them, I do not want to give them any confidential information that could jeopardize my safety. Pause. Interrogatories are a basic standard set of questions that you give your answers to, meaning they're not personalized unless they're supplemental interrogatories, which are additional ones. But my point is that everybody, you need to always answer interrogatories because it's what gives you the basic information of the case. Your name, date of birth, social security number, address, okay? The details of the event in question, any eyewitnesses, any injury sustained, providers you've been receiving medical treatment from. Like, this is a basic form everybody has to fill out when you're in litigation. So for her to say, I don't have to, no, that's like step number 1 in the process of a case. It's the most basic discovery. The order of protection has done nothing to keep Mr. Gillespie from stalking and harassing me. And despite Mr. Woodnick being warned that his unethical behavior would be reported, his intimidation has persisted. Their actions have been frightening enough for me to make the decision to leave Arizona permanently. What? I'm sorry. Did she leave Arizona permanently? Hold up. If I'm not mistaken, her ass is very much still in Scottsdale. Am I wrong? Please, someone, did she ever leave? What? Despite Miss Ramos' withdrawal, Mr. Woodnick has made it clear to the court that he does not want to allow an extension for the oral hearing scheduled for August 11th, and evidenced in his response. The attorney I have been speaking to about representing me, Mr. Jason Vendetti, is going to be out of town that day. Okay, let him request it then. Both he and Mr. Potter said that regardless, it would be virtually impossible for any attorney to catch up by then and be appropriately prepared to defend a constitutional issue. Ms. Ramos did not want me to tell the court about anything related to the criminal aspects of this case, but now that I'm unrepresented and scheduled to represent myself at the oral hearing, I know that I have to. Okay, pause. It makes total sense that this counsel did not fucking withdraw only because Laura recorded her. She withdrew because you wanted to bring the allegations in court documents that not only Greg, but his fucking counsel brutally raped you. Ain't no fucking way counsel was going to touch that. Do you know how serious that is? You think she was going to ever include, when you never even pursued anything criminally, right? Like, that is you know, No, of course she fucking withdrew. You want to fucking make allegations like that against adversary? That's on you, but I'm out. I'm out. These lawyers have to deal with one another all the time. It may not always be, it's not like, but like there's a mutual respect. You represent your clients to the best of your ability, but you would never, ever. Oh my good. Hi, Allie. Wow. I simply can't explain to Judge Backus why her granting the motion to extend is so necessary without explaining what is going on behind the scenes. And other than an email, I didn't know how to get this message to her. I truly apologize if this is not the proper way to inform her, but I hope that both she and you understand the degree of panic I feel at the idea of facing Mr. Woodnick unrepresented, and pray that she will take into account my justified safety concerns in her ruling on the motion to extend. Thank you. All the best. So Laura thought she was going to be able to reach out to the judge and her secretary, claim that opposing counsel has brutally fucking raped you, plead for a motion to extend, making it known that you are making your actions under duress and threats from that counsel. And they were just going to allow that ex parte communication and yeah, no problem. This is, again, she's not dumb. Like, she's dumb, but it's moments like this where it's like she had to have known that this wouldn't have been allowed. She's familiar with the legal system a bit. You've been in and out of it. How the fuck did she ever think that this was going to work? That is the most outrageous things I've ever seen. Wow. Wow. So March 4th, that same day, Laura files a notice of appearance, now being represented by Zachary Mushkattle of Mushkattle, Robbins, and Becker. So not even the lawyer that she named that same day in that ex parte letter. Bruce, this is honestly, I cannot believe that this was happening and I missed this. I don't know how. Yeah, sir, crazy. Imagine Woodnick getting this message from the judge. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. She got her ADA accommodations at the recent TVR renewal hearing. Wow. Holy shit, man. So this notice of appearance with Mushkattle, Robbins, and Becker. Okay. Oh my God. I'm just so mind blown right now. Like, holy shit, she is going to be fucked at trial. She is going to be fucked. Sorry, not to curse so much, but like, she's going to be fucked. Oh my gosh. Wait, 6 days later, Zachary files a motion to withdraw with client consent. He didn't last a week. Oh, wow, sir. I wish you guys would have found me. 6 days later, he withdraws. He's like, nah. I hereby move to withdraw as counsel for Laura at Laura's request and consent. And they draw, because ain't no fucking lawyer is gonna be like, yep, let's go out and fucking accuse adversary of brutally raping you. That's great. Yeah, that we'd have nothing to worry about. That's fucking delightful. Let's do it. No, Laura, oh my God, this is absolutely crazy. So then Laura files a notice of entry of appearance, now being represented by Carrie Ramos of Ramos Law. See, this is getting me confused because she already said Carrie was off. I don't understand. So then, June 13th, Carrie files a motion to withdraw as counsel for plaintiff for Laura. So, and you guys, it's really not easy for a judge to necessarily grant a motion to withdraw as counsel. Plaintiff's discovery responses are due. That's her interrogatories. No other court dates are pending. As representation would violate the rules. Her representing Laura would violate the rules. Wow. Oh, I hope they call them all to testify. So then August 1st, oh my God, Laura engages in forbidden ex parte communications with the judge via email, alleging Greg and his lawyer somehow orchestrated the March 4th assault, and Laura falsely claims the FBI is investigating the matter. Yeah, that's what we just read. So they're a little bit out of order, but that's okay. So then August 9th, Laura files a notice of appearance, now being represented by Kyle O'Dower of Fortify Legal Services. So another hearing for Greg's motion to dismiss abortion coercion takes place.
That by itself.
Oh, I was already watching this. See, this is what I never understood. Why, and we'll watch these, but why wasn't Laura ever fucking present? I never saw any with Greg that Laura was actually present in, and we're going to watch those court hearings. Don't worry. His face was priceless, cold facts. I wish you guys could see my face, or I'm just, wow. So October 12th, Greg's motion to dismiss the motion for judgment on the pleadings of Laura's abortion court is granted. Oh, thank goodness. See, Casey Young Bauman was still okay. So Laura alleged in her complaint that Greg employed false promises and verbal and emotional abuse to coerce Laura into getting an abortion. Greg moved to dismiss Laura's claim under the rules, and Greg further moved for judgment on the pleadings as the same claim under Rule 12C. So Greg challenged the constitutionality of the statute on which Laura based her abortion coercion claim. I just kind of want to read the ruling. Because this is just going over like basically what happened with the case. Okay, hold on. The court recognizes there is a strong presumption in favor of the constitutionality of a legislative enactment, and the party challenging, okay, that's case law. First, Greg contends ARS constitutes a prior restraint on free speech. Okay, case law. In its research, the court could locate no Arizona authority addressing the constitutionality of ARS or any authority outside of Arizona addressing a similar statute. Okay, I don't want to read all of case law. The court does not find that Greg has met his burden to overcome the presumption of constitutionality with respect to vagueness. Okay. Okay, there's really not much in there. It's granting Greg's motion to dismiss and motion for judgment on the pleading of Laura's abortion coercion claim. The courts have reviewed the parties' certificates regarding compulsory arbitration and has ordered that this matter is subject to compulsory arbitration and transferring this matter to the Civil Court Administration arbitration. Okay. Thank goodness. Laura's order of protection renewal request against Greg is approved, extending the order of protection for 2 years.
Shows up and he hasn't.
All right, we could watch this because it's just a 5-minute one. Let's see.
Okay, ma'am, I'm gonna go ahead and call your matter.
And why didn't she have to be on camera? This doesn't make any fucking sense.
Now, this is FN 2022-052-111, Laura Owens and Gregory Gillespie. Ma'am, would you say your full name for me, please?
Yes, it's Laura Owens.
And would you please raise your right hand so that you can be sworn in by the court?
Yes.
You do
So
solemnly
happy you're
swear
here,
the
Dis Mom.
testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Now, you are the plaintiff in this matter. Who is Gregory Gillespie to you?
He is an ex.
Okay.
I currently am involved in litigation with him as well.
I just needed to make sure you had some sort of relationship with him. So he is an ex-boyfriend. I did have an opportunity to review your petition, and you are alleging that he's made multiple attempts to contact you despite an active order of protection. Is that correct?
Correct.
Based on the evidence presented, then the court finds reasonable cause to believe that the defendant may commit an act of domestic violence or has committed an act of domestic violence within the last 12 months. Therefore, I'm granting the request for the order of protection and entering the following orders. I will order that Mr. Gillespie not commit any new crimes against you. I will order that he have no contact with you and you do not want any exceptions, correct?
Correct.
I will order that he not go on or near the residence listed. Does he know where you live or do I need to hide the address?
He does know where I live, and I do plan on moving.
Okay, if you move and your address has changed, you need to request a modified order to reflect that new information, okay?
Okay.
You work from home, so there's no other work address to protect?
No, I have animals on the property though, and that's why I put the animals.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Your animals be protected from your fucking mess in
The
the
defendant
casino.
is ordered to stay away from animal kept or held by petitioner, defendant, or minor child who lives in either the petitioner's household or the defendant's household. I am also including your request, defendant not be permitted to contact you via text message under pseudonyms. Request defendant not be able to watch videos on social media under his name or pseudonym to attempt to determine your whereabouts. I will include that in the order as well, okay?
Wait, okay, see, like that's where it's too Greg. Greg should not be allowed to watch her social media under his name or pseudonyms to determine her whereabouts. You cannot prove it's him under pseudonyms. Like, this is where it's way too gray with the legal system and online, and it needs to catch up. He is allowed to watch, and I can cite you to other cases that have ruled on this. He is allowed to watch a public platform. You can't say he can't watch it. Now, there's certain things he can't do, but if, again, like, even if I had an order of protection against someone, I can't stop him from watching this stream right now since it is public. But she just switched in there to find her whereabouts. If I tag my whereabouts right now, and that person I have an OOP against is watching, but I am openly, publicly putting my geotag up there, that's on me. This is bizarre. It seems like this is just so routine. The judge is just like, all right, yep, you renew. Like it's a fucking prescription you're going in for monthly.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this.
Now, the order of protection does not go in effect until it is served. It will be served by a sheriff's officer as soon as possible. I don't have any control over when they serve it. I do have control over when the sheriff becomes aware of it. We usually let the sheriff know on the same day the order is issued that it needs to be served. But if you need me to, I can wait to let them know up to 72 hours. You want me to let them know today as we normally would, or do you need me to wait?
I would like for you to let them know now. Thank you.
We will notify them today. They'll serve it as soon as possible. Once it's served, it's valid for 2 years. If any of the information changes, you must request a modified order to reflect the new information. The order of protection does not substitute for any other matters you might resolve in Superior Court. Today, you'll get copies of the order as well as the petition. Keep a copy of the order with you at all times and make extra copies. If he shows up and he hasn't been served yet, you can call the police. Let them know that you do have an order of protection that needs to be served. If they're willing, they can come, take one of your copies, use it to serve him, and then it would go into effect. He does have a right to request one hearing anytime while the order is in effect. So if you move or change your telephone number, be sure to notify the court. That applies even if the address is protected. If you request a hearing, the court will attempt to notify you at your last known address and phone number. And if he shows up for the hearing but you do not, the order will be dismissed. Once the order is served, it's a crime to violate it. Always notify the police if you believe he's violated the order in any way. Call the police in the city that the violation occurred in. The order of protection does not guarantee your safety, so you should take steps to keep yourself safe. That would include giving a copy of the order to the entities listed on it. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
Do I need to notify the court in the other case that the order is in effect, or is it just different?
That's up to
It's
you,
in
ma'am.
Superior
I
Court.
can't give you any
Okay.
legal advice. So if you have an attorney in that matter, you can talk to the attorney or you can contact the court.
Okay, I just didn't know if it was a requirement or anything. Okay.
There's
Thank
no
you so much.
requirement.
I appreciate it. Okay.
We're going to
Okay,
email
great.
this over to you in the next half an hour or so. Make sure you print multiple copies once you get yours, okay?
Okay, thank you so much. Have a
You're
great
welcome,
rest of your
ma'am.
day.
Thank you. You too.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. It's like it just routine. Just okay, renew. There you go. 2 years, like it's fucking nothing. But did Greg have the right to be there? I don't know. Sorry, I have hiccups. Okay. Oh, okay. So February to October, several filings are made in the abortion coercion case. Oh, okay. So November 9th, in the midst of her legal battle with Clayton Echard, oh my gosh, they overlap. Laura submits the Gillespie connection police report alleging Greg is violating his order of protection by posting online under multiple pseudonyms. Detective Reedy of the Scottsdale Police Department finds no connection. Laura also claims Greg posted a Halloween costume picture, which she later attributed to Clayton in an OO hearing against him. Oh my God. The Gillespie. Oh my gosh. Okay. Girl, let me adjust myself. This is good Saturday night. Okay, what do we got? Thank you, Jean. MJ, claps hands and cheeks at the same time, and cute hiccups. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're the best. I feel like I'm squeaking and shit. I'm adjusting to get comfy. Okay. Thank you though so much, Dean. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Here we go. So what is this? The Gillespie connection. So this is a piece of that. Which motion? This was the counterclaim. Okay. So she writes, the Gillespie connection. These were Gillespie's counterclaim documents in the civil case I have against him. They were disproven. However, he sent these to Clayton once he discovered that I was the person accusing Clayton of being the father of our unborn twins. Then he leaked them on Reddit. Bitch, this was public record. You asked for it to be sealed and it was denied. Even in its own filings, it kept reminding you these are public record. Anyone can access these, but it's a leak. It's a leak. It's a leak, right? This is another, hey, please, this guy went on 2 dates with me, sent me some goofy text, please arrest him and send him to prison right now. This is, oh my gosh. So it says, and again, you can't take a bunch of shit posted on Reddit and then attribute it to whoever you want to attribute it to. Is Greg the infamous hunk my meat? Oh, I don't know, but now I need to know. Hey, Shazzy, what's hunk my meat? I am very intrigued. What is that? So this poster writes, I respect your opinion. I want justice for Greg. He is still dealing with her over a non-existent pregnancy. And now she is bringing his name into the Clayton case. I would love to hear what he has to say about all of this. So now Clayton's case is starting to go on. And I guess people who were already maybe a little bit familiar or did a little bit of digging stumble upon everything with Greg and then Mike, and they're starting to talk. So she writes, Laura writes, you know what hunk my meat is, MJ. Stop playing with all. No, I don't know what hunk my meat is. I probably will understand why you say that once I figure out what it means. I clearly look like a chick who would know what that means, but I don't know what that means. Hunk my meat. Honk. Like in a car, like driving. Yeah, her definition of leak is very unique. Honk my meat is someone who likes their meat honked. I still don't understand what that means, but I just figured someone was driving by in a car with a sign outside the courthouse, honk for my meat. Or I don't know. No, I don't know what it means. So, quote, I want justice for Greg. I would love to hear what he has to say about all of this. I know what it means, and I'm a 5-star list. I'm sorry. I don't know. I absolutely have no idea what hunk. Thank you. Is the person a butcher? I don't know. I don't know. Clearly it has something to do with dick, though. I figured that out by now. Beep, beep, yeah. Possible threats. So again, just taking random accounts and attributing them to Greg. I want the end result to be Laura M. Owens left unable to fuck over another person ever again. This is in the Bachelor Nation. Okay. So if she were smart, which we know she isn't, she would slink away and hide under an Arizona boulder. She will be exposed publicly. You can run, but you can't hide. Gossip Goose here. Back with more breadcrumbs to go along with that tea on our favorite baby mama. Word on the pond is that she schemes and they're being spun to excuse the predicted inconclusive paternity result. The heat of the Arizona sun, drinking too much water. What will the excuse be this time? Laura writes, Greg has been known to listen in on my conversations in the past. He had to be listening into my call with the lab, Ravgan, where I asked if drinking too much water prior to taking the test could produce an inconclusive result. I had not asked anyone else except for the lab about this, nor did I bring up this question to anyone else. Wait a second. It's male self-pleasure. I'm trying to be as clean as I can. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I wouldn't refer to that as like honking the meat. Oh, sorry, my brain. I was trying to like imagine like honk. No, but okay, jerk off. It's a jerk off. It's meant jerky. So wait a second. Now I have to go all the way back around to the original comment that started all this that said, is he the honk the meat guy? What? Who jerked off? Who jerked off now? Yeah, I think like playing the skin flute, Kelly. Who played the skin flute in this case? Not the rusty trombone. But Laura is claiming Greg tapped into her phone and was listening to her conversations. Talk about paranoia. Wow. No one did? Well, then how did this whole topic even start? Oh, okay. So she's just on this Bachelor Nation Reddit page. It was just a handle. Mike's DVRO. Laura claimed Mike was behind it. He isn't either. Okay, thank you, Jess on the tube. Thank you. Laura gobbled that cock, did she not? Kelly. Jesus. So, the lesbian love gun. Oh my gosh. You guys are too funny. So Laura's she is stalking the Bachelor Nation Reddit page, which again, she's stalking Clayton at this point, but she's just screenshotting all these random users and acting as if they're all Greg? Okay. So this person writes, unverified tea from a credible anonymous source. Clayton's accuser didn't take a paternity test today. Will be taking the test tomorrow, though. That's the tea. Laura writes, see above. Greg had to be listening into my call with the lab, as not even Clayton knew I needed to reschedule the test for the next day. This was posted right after I hung up the phone with the lab and moved it. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, you did, Bruce? I'm so sorry. Every time I'm reading, I'm like switching the pages, so I miss a lot in the chat. For real, Laura accused someone with the screen name Honk My Meat, who made a post in Discord, of being Mike, because only Mike would have a photo that was on a public page. Derp. Wow. Yes, that's what. Yep. Wow, this is great. Thank goodness you guys are here who know the history. Seriously. So then she takes another screenshot. This tea will leave you honking, girlies. A little gosling told me that an alleged baby mama requests virtual future hearings for her privacy. Laura writes, Greg has a history of hacking into my email. I had requested a virtual order of protection hearing with the court via email, and this was not made public. That means he had to have been reading my sent messages. This other anonymous person writes, How is Laura Owens allowed to keep spinning this web of lies? Clearly, her parents and family don't give a fuck, as they have been sent things on Facebook. Do her lawyers know she's doing this? I know she doesn't have a lawyer for the Clayton case, but she's like so obsessed with victim number 2 and keeps dragging his name into this. So her lawyer for that, Greg's lawyer, and the judge need to be informed of all of this shit. How is she allowed to keep accusing him of things while in active litigation and have no repercussions? That case docket has no updates. So clearly, no one is doing anything to get her to shut up. No one with any sort of power even seems to care that she's continuing to do this. Lock her up. Laura writes, I haven't dragged victim number 2, Greg, into this at all. But Greg has inserted himself at any chance he can get, including here. Also, to my knowledge, the judge has no knowledge of my pregnancy with Clayton's children. Okay, because she's still actively pregnant with those twins, right? Okay. Next post. I think it's harder to get police and district attorneys to move on stuff like this. IDK. Her parents have been actively deleting the comments on their Facebook. Her sister and brother-in-law made their socials private within 24 hours of her first post to Reddit. In Arizona, not having or faking a death certificate is a crime. The fact that she emailed Dave Neal per today's video telling him that she is going to Ravgen to take the second test tells me this shit is going to go on as long as she can drag it on. She already has dragged guy number 2 for 2.5 years. Laura writes, only Greg would know or care enough to be mentioning dragging guy number 2 for 2.5 years, which is how long our civil case has been going on. And only the person who had been making comments on my family's Facebook pages would be checking to see whether or not they were still up. Only Greg knew their information and would be making harassing comments. Ma'am, have you not been on the internet? When people set their eyes on you, good luck. Buckle up, because they're going to find your entire family tree, everyone, extended family, crimes, this, that. They're going to educate you on your life, because that's what the internet fucking does. And you want to sit here and act like nobody would even know to look at my parents' Facebook. That's the first fucking place they're gonna look, is relatives' fucking Facebook, because everyone keeps shit public and nobody locks shit down. This is the internet, ma'am. And when they set their eyes on you, that's it. Fucking, that's it. But in Laura's world, not possible. So the next person writes, the fact that her sister, her closest confidant, didn't share Laura's accomplishments, i.e. TEDx, book experts, doesn't share the podcast, etc., is very telling. I have not personally reached out to any of them, nor commented on social, etc., but I have heard that people DM the sister, commented on several socials. They know. I don't think they want to be involved, which might also explain the move to New York City about the time or shortly after she was doing this to guy number 1. Laura writes, my sister went private immediately after the story broke. The only person who would know this was someone who was familiar with hers. Also, no one else involved in this situation would know when she moved to New York City. I don't know what accent that was. I'm just trying to switch it up. This is how in my brain I imagine a bunch of random people on Reddit, okay? It's just it's just a random people. It's a boiling pot from a melting pot from around the world. One of her biggest mistakes was trying to argue with people on Reddit. Well, and in all of her exhibits that are trying to prove that these guys are stalking her, she is only proving that she is stalking them. That's all she's doing.
This person says, messier and messier. Seems Clayton's baby mama may have actually done this before. Look at this OOP hot tea. They post the order of protection. This is an order of protection Greg apparently obtained against me the day after I filed a civil case against him. It was never served on me, so it was never in effect. According to Manny Vargas, clerk at Dreamy Draw Justice Court, where this was obtained, only Greg and no one else, not even me, would have been able to get this document. Manny said it was obtained in person the day this was posted, and that Greg also asked for it to be emailed to him. An order of protection was granted against Clayton Echard's alleged baby mama in 2021's eerily similar paternity claim. And it has a bunch of screenshots and shit. This user, redacted, is showing a chronological post of how they went to the courthouse to obtain a copy of an order of protection that Greg apparently got against me the day after I filed a civil case against him. It was never served on me, so it was never in effect. According to Manny Vargas, bitch, you are repeating yourself. Clerk at Dreamy Draw Justice Court, where this was obtained, only Greg, no one else, not even me, who had been able to get this document. Manny said it was obtained in person that day, the same day it was posted, and that Greg also asked for it to be emailed to him. She's glitching. She's fucking glitching out and just repeating herself. Pat. So this person writes, "Hi, picture number 1. Background context, Laura Owens insisted that Clayton is joining forces with her 2 abusive exes, ex number 1 and Greg, to create fake evidence against her. A petition of protection document for Greg against Laura was then leaked with information that jeopardizes her claims as it calls into question her previous pattern of behavior. The claims that Greg makes in this leaked petition protection he filed against Laura have eerily similar details to the claims against Clayton. In this image, she's claiming that the leaked document is fake because you cannot view it online in the case database for Maricopa County. Therefore, since she supposedly leaked the order of protection for Greg against Laura cannot be found online, in this case database, anyone who claims to have seen the real leaked document is lying, as it simply does not exist. These documents were the order of protection attachment that the clerk emailed. You can see that the order was granted for Greg against Laura. Picture number 2, to dispute Laura's claim that the leaked petition of protection that Greg filed against her does not exist because it is not searchable in the case database online. A simple search of the Maricopa Civil Court case website states that not all documents are posted online and must be accessed in person. Picture number 3, Laura then rebuttals that order of protection was never served and that it's not available at the courthouse. Therefore, since it's not available to search in the case database online, it's not available at the courthouse. Then it is fake. Laura then questions if someone actually went to the courthouse to find the documents in person. Man, how long am I? It was a longer one than I thought. Picture number 4, a Reddit user decided to look into her claim by going to the courthouse themselves to verify the document. The petition of protection that Greg filed against Laura is real. This is a picture with a timestamp where they are waiting in line to ask for the records. Picture number 5, Reddit user received a physical copy of the leaked document, the petition of protection for Greg against Laura at the courthouse. Then they took a photo with the document in front of the courthouse as proof that they did in fact go to the courthouse. Picture number 6, the clerk also emailed the copies of the physical documents to the Reddit user. You can see in the email attachment that not only was there actual documents for the petition of protection for Greg against Laura, but there is also a separate PDF document that shows the order of protection was actually granted. She went to a very prestigious private school in San Francisco. California isn't the best when it comes to education, but she got the finest. Greg knew this. Others didn't.
My school wasn't even listed on my LinkedIn. Okay. Okay. Let's play this crazy theory out. So she knows she's ovulating and gets a syringe to ... see more. Bitch, I need to see more. Why would Laura, next time include the full context, please, because I would like to see. Are you really, Bruce? Oh no. So this person writes, considering there are 3 separate times she was begging for money, second loans on Facebook pages, I can see why an agent might not submit a bid if the buyer wasn't qualified to buy the property. The agent would generate a bad professional reputation representing buyers who can't perform. Laura responds, Greg had been following me and what I did online for years since we have had a civil case for more than 2 years. The begging for money on investment real estate pages was not recent, but bitch, it was true. How to win. Oh, how to win the scariest costume contest. Yo, shut the fuck up. That is the best shit I've ever seen. That is fucking 10 out of 10. Chef's kiss. You won the internet. Whoever did this, whoever fucking did this won the internet. With the spirit Halloween. Oh, and look, they even have the sonogram photo. Anonymous woman costume includes sports bra, leggings, belly bump, unbrushed wig, and reels. Oh, it looks just so funny and so realistic. Yeah, it's the unbrushed wig. That is fucking hilarious. She also said Clayton made this meme, and then Judge Judy gave her an OOP again. Dude, again, this is the internet. Once the internet gets wind of it, that's it. Like, people just, and the fact that she could attribute all this to Clayton, like, that's terrifying. This is the duty costume. Oh my God. Yo, whoever did this, I'm sorry. It's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. Moderators, remove this post. This was a still from a video taken off of my phone that the public had access to. As mentioned before, Greg has been known to hack my devices. What? This was a still of a video? You bought this costume, Laura? What does that mean? Laura, did you buy this costume or was it another costume and then they edited it? Sorry, this costume is still the funniest shit I've ever seen. It's so good. It's like, you know why it's so good? Because it's not just her. It's like, it's the position, the sideways, the fake bump. Everything is just so accurate to where how you might actually see a costume, you know? Oh, the video of her. Oh, this is what she was talking about. This is what she, wait, it was this photo? Oh, no way. In the order of protection that Clayton, that's literally and that's why Clayton said, if I could prove she sent it to others, is this going to be dropped? And then Judge Judy is like, well, no, there's other reasons I'm granting this OOP. And there wasn't. All of this was in a Dropbox. Dude, that is fucked up. That is really fucked up. I know, it's the hunching over too. Oh, wow. I can't wait for her to burn. I really can't. Anonymous woman phone call confession. And this is a video. Look at you, Laura. Look at you. This was a splice taking out of a real phone call, taken out of context to make it appear like I had made a confession. This was posted in an effort to get people to comment on my appearance and to make them think that I had admitted to something I had not. No one else would have the motive to try to do this. You can't say that. Again, you can't say absolutely nobody else would have the motive besides Greg. At this point, Clayton's whole following, which existed before you, was onto you. And again, the internet does what the internet does. Good luck. The internet's going to educate you about you when they start to look into you. Wow. Well, and we've read that how many times, M1, right? Like, anyone who wants access to my portal, anyone who wants access to the Dropbox. Here you go. I even accessed her Dropbox from one of these old links. I bet Clayton, Greg, and Michael can totally understand how maddening it is to see people write falsities about you. You started all of this. Psh, bitch, bye. Laura writes, this was before anyone had mentioned Greg's name or relation to me. Bullshit. Did she upvote it? Not because of the Bachelor, because of her going, yes. Yeah, we are all Greg. I'm Greg, you're Greg, we're all Greg. After a long couple of weeks, it looks like the results are in. It's a burrito. I fucking told you. Wait a second. I told you guys it looked like a burrito. See? We all knew. I recognize that gut. It's a fucking Taco Bell gut. They put a burrito. I can't believe she sat there and stalked out the Reddit and just screenshotted everything about her. Oh. That makes sense, Bruce, because it's not like it was the third upvote, it was the first one. Stop. Oh, no, you're serious. Oh, my God. I thought you were fucking joking. No, she really did right. Only Greg knew that. Yo, I'm done. I'm fucking done. Are you kidding me? Only Greg knew that I ate a burrito every day for lunch. Are you fucking kidding me? This must be Greg, because only Greg knew that I ate a burrito every day for lunch. I can't. She wins. She wins. That is how is that your proof? How is that your fucking proof? We all mentioned burritos just because it looked like a burrito belly, period. And that, oh my God, only Greg knew I ate burritos for fucking lunch every day. Yo. Thanks, not FBI, and I'm happy you're here. But oh my burrito. Burrito. I can't. I thought you were joking when you said that, but then here it is. Only Greg knew the Gillespie connection. Only Greg knew that I ate a burrito for lunch every day. Oh my God. I know, Gracie. Apparently, she goes to the burrito place and complains to them every day about not enough or too much cheese on her bean burrito. Well, yeah, and that's what I was about to say. And Domino's for dinner, because you were admitting to eating Domino's daily. Meat lovers Domino's daily for dinner. Oh my gosh. I bet Clayton, Greg, and Michael can totally understand. Oh, we read this. So this was before anyone had mentioned Greg's name or relationship to me. So this person writes, Steve didn't read off the email, but I'm guessing in person So her proof is checks notes. 1, a neurologist visit. 2, a picture of her sticking her stomach out. 3, and a very clearly fake sonogram. All very convincing stuff, and definitely stuff normal pregnant people do tell their friends they're pregnant. Jane, I'm pregnant. Look at my neurologist notes. Edit. It was a virtual visit. Laura writes, Gillespie has been known to hack into my computer and would not have known whether it was a virtual or in-person visit if he hadn't. No one knew that but me. Clayton is the third man, redacted, can we say her name here, that she has done this to. She needs to be taken down so she cannot do this to other men. Like, she's dangerous. By her, do you mean like Laura Michelle Owens of the Nobody Told Me Self-Help podcast? Lying Laura Michelle Owens of the Nobody Told Me podcast. I do mean Laura Michelle Owens of the Nobody Told Me podcast. Yeah, how are you going to spin this, Laura Michelle Owens? We all know you're reading this thread and bursting to comment. Does Laura Michelle Owens know that? And that's exactly what she was doing. Clayton is the third man. She needs to be taken down. All of the harassment and calling me by my name. What do you want them to call you by, Laura? What the fuck would you like them to call you by? That is your God-given name. That is your fucking name. So what would you like? And you, Miss Ma'am, came out and said, I am the anonymous woman. You outed yourself proudly. Bachelor Nation. Clayton update. I too wonder how deep they went into the vetting process. I wonder if they know what her patterns are and what she's up to right now. She took speaking and I sound like remember Rusty Spoons? Remember? I like Rusty Spoons. She took speaking engagements away from Clayton by reaching out to those he worked with. Time for fair play. She lied. You nailed it. Her bag of tricks, ongoing since her teens. The family and friends she no longer has can only do so much to act accordingly. The most frustrating thing? She's acting as an advocate on her podcast while taking validity from others with her actions. Laura Michelle Owens of the Nobody Told Me podcast is a fraud. Fraud alert. Gains weight by eating too many burritos. Pretends she's carrying twins by pushing her stomach out with a grimace and wild horsehair. Shared videos via Dropbox, but everyone know she's a liar. Laura Michelle Owens of the Nobody Told Me podcast. Mia on the wall. Oh, I see what they're doing. So they're all making sure to Laura Michelle Owens of the Nobody Told Me podcast. Did it trend like that? I like that. No, Samantha, and I have no interest in it either. That is not why he's going to the courthouse. He pulled the video down because she lied and said they weren't public record. He's going to debunk another one of her lies. She's a liar who threatens everyone with litigation to bully them into submission and silence. Expose her ass. Laura Michelle Owens of the Nobody Told Me podcast. Quite over. Accuser sent me phone call evidence. New Dave Neal video. Yes, the best friend of 14 years, per her Insta, has been taken MIA since 2018. The same time she got the RO. Makes you wonder why she lost all her friends after that. She was using a Dropbox links with email sign-in from the very beginning with her first of nearly 10 posts. She then jumped to another platform that allows IP and other tracking to find the viewer. She's been in DMs trying to identify people. It's kind of late now. It's not going away. She's dragged number 1 with an extended RO until 2025. She's dragged number 2 with an ongoing case, 2+ years now. She will drag Clayton as long as she can with 0 ramifications through her lies and deceit. She still needs to be exposed to protect future men. If that means talking about it, I'd rather she got notoriety for being the abuser she is. It's not going to stop until she's outed for her lies in a very public, humiliating way. Someone posted the picture of her, the same one that went on her mom's page. The comments were limited either this AM or last night. I noticed it this morning. As Dave Neal said in his video today, everyone remembers the breaking story. She got the first punch in, but not many know or end up knowing the real or whole story. I hope he keeps going until the media picks it up and blasts all of her lies with her name attached. Not because I want this to drag on, but to protect the future men. She's evil. What's this? Jane Doe drops new. Oh, this was. You guys told me Dave called her Jane Doe, right? Really? I'm not FBI? So I'm assuming this is Dave Neal because I remember you guys said he would use Jane Doe, right? So Jane Doe drops new evidence. Oh God, I wish I was there in real time. If she were smart, which we know she isn't, she would slink away and hide under an Arizona boulder. She will be exposed publicly. Bachelor Clayton's paternity scandal isn't quite over. Accuser sent me a phone call evidence. New Dave Neal video. Someone posted the picture of her, the same one that went on her mom's page. The comments were limited either this AM or last night. I noticed it this morning. Her family might pay for the upkeep, boarding, training, show fees, etc. for the horse, but they do not own the place, Elvin Star, where the horse is boarded at with its trainers. The farm is a joke. That's an entirely different entity that does not have anything to do with her show horse. Both of her parents were in broadcasting. Her mom started the podcast, which hasn't done anything new since 2018. Her mom stopped sharing the episodes 11/2022. It just recycles old content. She isn't working, never has had a real job. Indeed, she's very entitled, but wanted to clear up the misconception. She definitely should be held accountable. Her job is horse. My name is Jeff. Her job is horse. I don't know. Thank you for clarifying this. Her job is horse. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. Oh my goodness. She rode on September 20th and September 25th, Belheim. The pics are from the professional photographers page. There are a ton of them with her jumping, standing, etc. Wait, so she's claiming to be 5 months pregnant with twins while doing horseback riding competitions? So yeah, she's been doing Belheim all summer. That vest sure hasn't gotten any tighter despite growing for 5 months, LOL. She's put some weight on, but yeah, where's the belly? Her job is horse. It's just the little ones, it's the short and sweet ones. I appreciate it. Friends, geese, and amateur investigators. It appears the anonymous woman still accusing Clayton of fathering her twins has finally made good on her promise to get off of Reddit. Spoiler alert. She has deleted her account and all posts and comments on the Clayton saga. Although it's been wildly entertaining, let's all cheers for a step forward in mental health today for the anonymous woman. Some people also left comments on her mother's Facebook. One to her family and her feed as well. I mean, I hope so. I'm not okay with people going after family normally, but I feel this is a case where they need to be told, because on the off chance she's pregnant, she's not okay. And in the more likely she's not, and just made herself believe she is, she really needs help. Her mom's Facebook still allows comments. There are several posts about her recent grandkid. I'm surprised I didn't see more trolling about her and the situation with her other daughter. Nah, the silly goose tits collective. I'm sorry, what? The silly, did I read that right? The silly goose tits. All right. I'm gonna roll with it. Nah, the silly goose tits collective is the real hero, and this sub users are the real hero, man. I like Dave Neal and his videos, but he uses our work. Just once, I wanted him to say, put this together. Right. Like, at least give credit to where credit's due. The flock deserves the credit for the posts, man. Shh, Greg, stop talking. Deleted. Sorry, that comment wasn't directed at you. More at like Dave. LOL. Deleted. Redacted is who went to the court and obtained a copy of the order of protection that was never served. This was Greg Gillespie, according to Manny Vargas of the Dreamy Draw court system. The end. Oh my God. Who's Silly Goose Tits Collective? And why they want their credit. This was this like a Reddit, the flock? Oh, okay, so it's a real thing. The Silly Goose Tits Collective. Who thought of that name? Who was like, what would accurately describe our group here? Oh, I know. The Silly Goose Tits Collective. I don't want to know what it's based on. I don't need to know. Dave gave credit to the flock. Listen, what I'm going to assume what this is about is when you're a content creator, you absolutely do research onto other platforms to see what, like, even when I did my research on the Idaho case, I would go onto Reddit. Well, Shay would go onto Reddit because I don't do good on other platforms, but Shay would go onto Reddit or Twitter and we would pull up all the posts because different communities have different things, like in deep dive, and then you would bring it and you would talk about it, and so I'm sure that that's probably what was happening. But that's what you do, you kind of collect it all so the people who don't have time don't have to do it. They could just go right to your video and just give me what I need to know. His flock was a private Discord. Okay. It was a private Discord. I mean, listen, anywhere you get something from, you should give credit, that's, I don't know. I'm not going to get, all I know is that if you get something, definitely give credit. I'm not saying Dave didn't. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know the Silly Goose Tits Collective. I'm not familiar. But yeah, people get territorial. Well, and especially if you're smaller and you're doing the research and stuff like that, and then a bigger creator may use it. Sometimes that I could understand that being frustrating too. But if they give you credit, that's all you could do. Dave's Discord is like the village bicycle. Everyone has had a ride. Well, and here's the thing too. As a creator, I could tell you when you're covering a topic, people bring things to you. You don't even have to go searching. You have a wonderful community and supporters, and people will reach out and be like, hey, did you see this? Or did you see that? And some of the times you may not even genuinely know where it came from, because you didn't look for it. It was just brought to you type of thing. You had to send them a photo of yourself with a paper having something written on it to prove you weren't Laura to join the Discord. That's epic. That's funny. Wow, really? My new favorite people to join the Discord are Ron's former coworkers. Well, I'm still hung up with this Joe Cotchett. I'm sure people looked into it. But if Joe Cotchett really did represent Ron at the time that Laura was using him, and he did respond back to Woodnick's firm saying, we don't represent Laura on this matter, but he didn't respond. If he was a family friend, that put him in a horrible position. That really did put him in a horrible, horrible position, because it would have been in his own best interest to clarify he did not write any of that. But he probably didn't because of, one, his relationship with the family, but two, Ron was his client, and it could get messy. Wow. Okay. I'm going to stop there. We're on for 3 hours. We are going to pick up where we left off on the next stream. Let me see because now we're heading in with the overlap of Clayton. So now we're going to be dealing with both Clayton and Greg's. Where did I? Okay. We're right here. So Laura claimed Greg posted a Halloween costume picture, which she later... Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that too. So that same picture she attributed to Clayton in that OOP hearing, she had already blamed in the Gillespie connection. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I will be live on Patreon tomorrow. I don't know 100% if I'll be live here because I'm just not sure, but I'll be 100% on Patreon. So if I am not here tomorrow, we will be live on Monday for members only Monday, and we will continue with this. If you are over on Patreon, like I said, I don't know if I will be doing an earlier stream or a later stream. Just keep the eye out. We're doing our conspiracy stream tomorrow. And so I hope to see you guys all there. And then I will see the rest of you back here on the channel for the next stream. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend if I don't see you. And I will talk to you all soon. Horse is her job.